All right, so I'm in the CSS. Let's go to our design view. And what I want to take a look at is how we can go about adding a drop shadow. So let's actually look and see what this drop shadow looks like. Here it is, adds this beautiful feature. And what we can see is we have our horizontal offset, our vertical offset, the color, and we can blur this. Now, what about if we wanted to do a top vertical offset or a top horizontal offset? I'm going to show you how to do that too. Okay, so let's take a look. Here we go. Okay, we'll leave one of these open so we can kind of get the sense of what is what. All right, so we come on in. Let's take a look at these 3 lines of code that we're going to need to put in. In my CSS, it's line 6, line 7, line 8. Oh, hold on, made a mistake. Line 7, not line 6, line 7, line 8, and line 9. Now, eventually, probably as browsers continue to be updated, it will be just line 9, but we need to put these additional lines to make sure that this feature is going to work in Mozilla Firefox and in WebKit, which would be Safari and some other browsers. So again, we want it to work in most of the browsers that people have, and the different updates that they have to their software. All right, so when we look at these numbers, the first number references the horizontal offset, the second number the vertical offset, the third number is the blur, and the fourth number is the color. Okay, all right, so how would we go about making this go to the top? Well, all we would do is we would put in a negative. Negative. That's it. Okay, so let's add negative, and let's actually lower this blur. Let's make it a 2 blur. Make sure you don't put that one in at -2, negative, negative. Okay, let's try this one, negative, negative. Now, what happens with the code is, if you have it in the wrong spot, okay, so now we can see we have it up here. We can compare this to this. So now I want to take a look at how to create a shadow on the inside of on the inside of a box of whatever it may be. All right, so what I have right here is I have my text edit running, which is a great place to put lines of code. And here pretty much is the code for my CSS that I'm going to put in order to get the inset. And all that happens if you compare it to what I just have gone over is you have the word inset. So I'm going to come on in, I'm going to copy these 3, I'm going to come here, edit, copy, and then I'm going to come in after my border radius, which is how I made my rounded corner. I'm going to hit return, I'm going to paste. I'm going to refresh. Again, I don't see it here. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to preview this in Firefox. We're going to save. And I can see what happened here is this is actually great for a button. Okay. All right, now how about if I wanted to make all 4 of these have a very similar quality? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, oops, and actually I should have kept that open, but that's okay. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, excellent. All right, so what I can do is I could come on in here, and the code is a little bit different. And again, I just put it all in my text edit so I'd have it ready. So let's take a look at how this is different. Well, you have to put your inset at 0, and then we're going to set it for 7 pixel. I'm going to put a little space in here. And I think I changed this. Let me see. Let me put this one in at 7. Okay. So they're all the same. So it's saying the inset 0, 0, setting the vertical and the horizontal at 0, but it's all on the inset. Then the last word I use the word inner, and this will now put an even an even button. This is actually great for a button. All right, so I'm going to come in here, line 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to replace this with that. Looks what happens. This came up here. I want to return that. That's for my margin down below. I'm going to refresh. I am going to preview now. All right, here we can see now this is this nice button that has a very similar quality on all four. And this was the difference, right? These are the difference between these two lines of code. So let's look at the CSS one more time and look at how it's different, okay? So again, this was what we had here, and what we're doing here is we're setting the vertical and the horizontal and the blur and the color, okay? Then when we come to this one right here, we are setting it at 0, but giving it the inset, and we have this feeling of a button. And we have lots of buttons on the web, so now instead of having to create these buttons in Photoshop, we can come in and we have a lot of choices on how we create these in directly working with our CSS. Thanks for listening. I actually am going to post this all up on my blog also, Learn Web Design, and eventually, hopefully, I'll have it with this website, Learn Art and Design, very soon. So check back. All the info will be on my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening. For more information on the CSS3 that I just went over in this video, come visit my website at www.learnartanddesign.com. Also, you can come to my blog, and on my website you'll be able to launch my blog at Hobson-Baker webdesignblogspot.com. So come visit, subscribe. I'm working on getting this all posted and trying to grow. So I appreciate you coming along and learning what it is that I'm trying to share. Thanks so much.